Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the week of December 12th through to the 19th, with the moon currently moving through Virgo. We are going to be looking at issues of practicality and detachment in addition to work and how we work, especially through emotional parts of our lives, the moon being the planet of emotions and hidden emotions, and Virgo, as I mentioned, being the sign of, harvest, practicality, sometimes being obtuse, and of, make work the way that we work. So during the same time that this is moving through Virgo, we do have Mercury in retrograde. Of course, this is happening while Sagittarius is transiting in the sun. And Sagittarius rules bluntness and the philosopher. So there's a great opportunity this week to get to the heart of a matter while being very blunt and practical about revisiting, revising, or releasing something from your life right now. Mercury is in retrograde for the next 3 weeks, and anything that you can put the prefix RE on, release, renew, reinvent, reestablish, that type of thing, it's a really nice way for you to say, oh, I've always wanted to close the chapter on that, or I've always wanted to, figure out exactly how to fix this, and I'm going to pay attention to this. So these are just some of the energies moving through celestial transit. So those are the themes that I'll be using around your reading. So it still is a general reading for your sign. Whatever is most prominent in your life this week, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and I hope that you find them helpful and healing. So what does Aquarius need to revisit this week? Wow, first thing I'm noticing, Aquarius, is that you're probably going to be faced with having to give something up. Probably a view that you had of yourself in a very curious way. In terms of what needs revising, well, who are you? Who do you want to be? What are you projecting into the world? Is it the person that you truly think of yourself as? Are they the same person? Do you have the heart to totally be yourself, no matter what this causes other people or other people's opinions of you, right? I want to preface the reading in a sense by talking a little bit about the holidays. I've been mentioning this for all readings during this weekend. Mercury in retrograde during Sagittarius's transit through the sun is going to bring up a lot of what looks like negativity. It looks like we're just being blunt and we're just being practical because the moon is in Virgo right now. Well, I'm just telling you the truth. Well, I'm just being honest. There's a way to do this without hurting someone else, and the way to do that, or even to, put your foot in your mouth. And the way to do that is to just maybe take 5 or 10 seconds before you say something this week. Because the holidays in general can be very triggering for a lot of people. Zodiac sign notwithstanding, it doesn't matter if you're an Aquarian or an Aries. The holidays can bring up not only a lot of joy and good memories, but there's really a sense, whether we want to admit it or not, that there could be a sense of loss here as well. And it could be more having to do with, say, energies having to do with the new year as opposed to actual Christmas. But it's all sort of themed within the same time frame. So basically what we're going to discuss here is, and this is very interesting because I didn't expect this, to be honest, but there's a sense of, what needs revising? Well, how bold are you, really, right? How, and again, this is general, right, to your sign. So let's say you've been, how do I move forward? Or, how am I to be my authentic self in this realm, in your arts, in your education, in your travel, in your family, in your sense of self, like how you see yourself and understand yourself, and therefore how you present yourself. It could be within a relationship of any kind. But the most curious thing is that you are, I think that you know exactly who you are and you're comfortable with who you are. What may crop up, the more you project this and the more you are comfortable with not only accepting yourself but expressing yourself for who you are, is that it could upset someone else. But this is the price of authenticity, right? So let's check out Come to the Edge, which is really saying whatever risk you take with love will be successful, right? Love for yourself. And this is like love, right? Like capital L, like the essence of it, not this, I love those shoes or I love that song. It's not like that. It's more like, it's not just an affection or, you love something else because of what it does for you. This is like an acceptance, right? You love and appreciate yourself so fully that you can accept yourself authentically. And you don't have to lie, you don't have to cheat, you don't have to deceive, you don't have to do anything to be accepted by anyone else. But the price of that is that this could undo or upset someone else. Remember that any chaos or conflict, because this is your probable outcome, has benefits, right? And this is curious to most other signs, except that Aquarius probably understands the benefit or even the bonus of being slightly chaotic and or creating or even allowing for a conflict, because two beautiful things can arise from this. One, the opportunity for at least two people to grow from this, right? Oh, we didn't know we were stuck in a bad attitude. We didn't know we were stuck in not understanding who you are. Okay, now we're free from that, and there's a freedom. And the other thing is that things can settle down, right? Things don't stay in chaos. They work there in order to situate a new world for themselves. So this can actually be quite beneficial, at least between you and one other person. If this is internal to you, where there are no external influences here, and this is something that you need to do for and by yourself, you will find that at least one other person or one other element of your life will be uneasy with your authenticity. But again, that's the price of authenticity here. The reason why I don't see anything really negative because of this is not only the general energy for the week, which is new life, we'll look at that in a second, but round and round, we're looking at karmic energies, and we're looking at doing something that is supposed to be done right now, right? You have nothing to hide. You have nothing to conceal. Why would you lie? Why would you, trickery isn't in your playbook. So it wouldn't even appeal to you, and you wouldn't even conceive of doing something sort of underhandedly here. So it's really important that you do what you need to do here with love. And the highest good, right? Capital L, you're looking at high vibration energies. You don't want to listen to fear. You don't want to listen to, but what if it upsets somebody? Or what if someone doesn't understand? Or what if I have to explain myself? Well, cool. Like maybe both individuals or maybe everyone involved could use an explanation right now. And something lovely can grow from that. So the card that jumped out was by the book. This is Proceeding Come to the Edge. This is where you're going to look at how to do things in an exact framework. This is very Virgonian, by the way. This is very exacting. This is work related, whether this is work on yourself or actual monetary work in terms of the job force. But doing something in order to get somewhere. This is a very definitive plan. And then we have a sense of karma here, fulfilling a karmic behavior, fulfilling a karmic outcome. But recall, Aquarius, that every breath we spend on this earth, in this body, in this life, is repayment. There isn't actually karmic debt, right? The fact that you've been born with this life in order to reach higher states of wellness and awareness, and to absolve fear through truth and perhaps even bluntness. I mean, you still want to attend to other people's emotions and your own, obviously, but you can do this through truth, and you have to trust that you are capable of doing this. And you have to trust that the people that you're in communication with can accept your authenticity and then project this back to you. It might even open up an amazing door here for you and at least one other person or a group of people in perhaps a faster way than what would normally have taken place. But you're still following a set of rules here. You're still following, even if they're your own rules. You're still doing something in a very exact way here, but you're really doing it in the higher sense of self, listening to that higher voice. And I know that this is going to turn out positively for you because your general energy is a new life. This really is going to release you from something. As I said, even if it has involved in it what will appear to be an argument, or someone's ticked off, or someone doesn't like what you say, or you don't like what someone else has to say about how you are presenting yourself and how what your authenticity means when it's expressed. It won't last. It might even be appreciated. Like I said, what a lot of people don't understand about chaos and conflict is that first, it's not permanent. It can't ever be permanent. It would be inertia, right? It would be like all good all the time would be inertia. Nothing can grow. All bad all the time. Nothing can ever grow from that. So this is really just an element of growth for you, frankly. And it's a positive one. It will release you from something, and it does introduce to you something that's new, that feels very free to you, that you've come out of something, come out the other side of something, and it will really feel probably very beautiful to you. Here we have Porcupine. This is actually one of my favorite cards out of this deck, the medicine cards. This, along with Deer, are just some of the most beautiful stories in the book. But it's one of my favorite cards because it's innocence, right? Innocence is frowned upon in this world, in this culture. You'll get your arse handed to you if you're an innocent person, because someone's going to be right there to railroad you if you're not careful. So it's important to know who you're up against and who you're dealing with. And it's also important to recognize your authenticity. And if your authenticity includes innocence, a sense of specialness, right? Of being able to look despite how this has been siphoned out of our hearts. Despite that, having the wherewithal and the heart, right? To still be able to look at the world and yourself and other people through the lens of innocence. That we still have much to learn, that we still have much to offer, that we can forgive ourselves and others and move on willfully from this to create new relationships, new endeavors, new phases or chapters in our lives. This is actually our saving grace. And this is what appears on the surface as a weakness is your greatest strength. Okay, so consider innocence this week, a sense of newness, of being innocent about something, and actually having that not be a negative. Like it's been designed to be. It's almost like innocence and gentleness is the other card, the deer. You know, these have been frowned upon. You don't want to be gentle. Someone's going to railroad you. Well, you know, if that's the case and you can't be gentle or innocent on a regular basis and while being authentic to yourself, you know, we're going to have to look really clearly and closely and maturely at who we're spending our time with, because those people can't be trusted, right? So if there's elements of not knowing who you can be authentic around because you don't know if you're safe there, it might be something to work through this week. And then just to finish up, this went on super long, sorry about that. We have nature as your last card here. This is where all lessons are learned. This is our greatest teacher. It really is. No two ways about it. Mother Earth, nature, the wilderness, the wild, leaves on a tree. If you need a measure of contemplation this week, consider a wild animal, consider an acorn, consider a leaf. Keep it simple, Aquarius. Consider you are an organic being in the world, of the world, and you belong here. And as much as you're here to learn, you're here to teach too. So remember the value in nature and the value of peace in nature, and that, look, all that we put this through, all that we put Mother Earth through, and she still grows, right? And she still tries to keep us alive, no matter what we do to her. So remember this resilience here, and remember that anything done in your highest good and your authenticity, under the auspices of love, and taking calculated risks here based on love for the self and others and even humanity, will work out in the long run, even if it causes some small measure of conflict. This will pass here. So that is your reading for the week. Thank you so much for joining me. I love hearing from you. So if you have a second, comment below and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and like my videos. That actually helps me out a lot. So until we meet in the next video, please take good care of yourself, Aquarius. Bye for now.